mutual friends.
So I'm sure Olivia probably made up some long story because she gets embarrassed, but we met on farmersonly.com.
Everybody that asks this, Dixon always answers farmers only, and it's the most annoying thing ever.
Just kidding.
My best friend Hannah, she had a really good friend that she dated a little bit in high school named James, and he was mission companions with Dixon on their mission in Seattle. And so I knew James through Hannah, and then when Dixon and everyone got home from their missions,
he sent me her number. So I tried to get in contact with her about a month after we both had been back from our missions, and it didn't really work out. We just kind of went our separate ways. And then about 6 months after being home and having her number, a couple of my friends wanted to go to a devotional, and we went to this devotional on a Sunday night at the Institute, and afterwards we were walking through the crowd of people, and some girls were talking, and one of my friends, he's like, "Hey, those girls, one of them just said that they were supposed to go on a date with you." And I looked back and I'm like, I don't know any of them. And so apparently she had looked me up on Facebook and knew what I looked like, and was telling her friends that she was supposed to go on a date with me.
He reached out to me, and then yeah, we just went on a blind date. It was a big group date.
First date, it was planned by Olivia because she felt bad about going to Disneyland and bailing on the first date.
Okay, so our first date was actually a big group date, but the one that I actually officially count as our first date was our second date. We had gone up to Colville. We went snowshoeing with one of Dixon's good friends, Austin.
Usually on first dates, you kind of just you don't really talk about another date unless it's going pretty good.
And I actually remember getting home that day and like showing my mom all the pictures and just being so excited about it.
We started talking about things that she wanted to do and things that we want to do together. And so even from the beginning, our first date, we were kind of planning out other dates. So in that way, it was kind of, now looking back, it's kind of special to see that we kind of knew from the beginning that it wasn't just going to be a one date thing. About a month after dating, we went to my extended family's family home evening on a Sunday night.
I just remember loving that night because I had got to meet all of his aunts and uncles and cousins, and he has a really big family that lives here. And so that's something that I never really grew up with. So it was just so fun to see that side of Dixon and get to know him a lot better through his family.
Afterwards, I was walking her to her car, and we were talking for a little bit, and then it happened. I kissed her. So I don't know. She may think that I was chicken, but I don't feel like I was. I was just trying to make it special.
Side detail, Dixon took forever and a day to kiss me.
I knew there was something special. I knew it wasn't something I wanted to rush. So I kind of just held out on the first kiss for a while.
And I just remember he kissed me, and on the way home I was just like so happy, and then I wrote in my journal just like, "I'm so happy," in like bold letters, and I don't know, it was just great. When he proposed, it was kind of one of those things where I totally knew it was coming, and so I told Dixon, I was like, if you manage to surprise me, I will be very surprised. I
had it in my head that I had to surprise her, and I had to think of something good. So the night before, I had one of my friends text me. He lives up in the valley by Pineview, and had him text me and ask if me and Olivia wanted to go kayaking.
Finally, we turn up to the road like right by Camp Patoka, and I had known that his grandma's cabin is like right by Camp Patoka, and so I was like, "Dixon, what are we doing here?" And that's kind of when I started to know, and he was like, "Yeah, we're not going kayaking." And then I just started like kind of freaking out inside. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is actually happening."
One of our bucket list items was to have a cereal picnic, to have actual like cold cereal with a blanket on the grass.
I couldn't eat. I was so excited, so we just like kind of stopped there and I was like, okay, well, and I didn't know if he's gonna do it then, and then he just like led me across this cute bridge that is at his grandma's cabin with all these cute balloons.
One of the songs that she really likes, it's called Olivia May, just because it's about her.
And he just got down on one knee and asked me to marry him, and it was just the happiest moment of my life. I felt like my heart was smiling. It was just so great. And of course I said yes, so.
About your scars.
So one of my favorite memories was probably the first time that we told each other we loved each other.
Dixon's mom had snuck into Dixon's room one day when he was in there and was like, you know, Tanner's gonna get a ring, like it'd be a good time if you want to invest in something. And he was like, no Mom, you're crazy, like we've only been dating for a couple months.
We started talking about, you know, our future and even like marriage came up, which it was kind of like a new thing that we hadn't talked about.
And then Dixon later said that he just like couldn't stop thinking about it and was just like, he wasn't planning on asking me, but it just like wouldn't leave his mind.
She kept saying like, I wish I could explain how I feel, but I just can't put it into words. And that's when I realized that the words that I was looking for was that I loved her.
It's one of the nights that we were hanging out, he had walked me to my car, and then all of a sudden he's just like, Olivia, I need to tell you something, or like ask you something, and I really didn't want to ask you because I don't want to freak you out or anything, but and then he explained how Tanner was gonna go get a ring and how he kind of wanted to get a ring too. And he's like, so hypothetically, if I were to get a ring for a girl like you, like what would you like? And basically told me that he wanted to buy me a ring without trying to freak me out. It was just one of my favorite moments with Dixon because I realized that all of his feelings too were kind of the same and that we saw this all going to the same place. So it was just so exciting.
One of the things that I really love about Olivia is that she's the type of person that I feel like can walk into a room and everybody can notice the light and the spirit that she brings into the room.
I've never met a person that's so concerned with others.
You know, I feel like blessed to be able to be so close to her because she's someone that she makes me want to be a better person.
Another thing that I love about Dixon is his relationship with God. It's incredible, his desire to be better, to want to be better, and I just think that that's what this life is all about, just progression and being better, and there's no one that I'd rather have by my side to do it with. He's like such an example to me in everything, and I want to be just like him, and in so doing I'd be more like Christ just because of who he is. Can I keep going? Another thing that I love about Dixon is just like his like zest for life, I guess. He's just so fun.
She makes me feel happier than I've ever been.